Hello, Battles in Time fans. With the Obliterator set recently announced and up for pre-order now, I thought what better time to be able to showcase what's helped keep the hobby alive for me over the last 20 years in that hiatus period, and that is collecting factory error production cards. These are cards that have come off the production line, and the quality control might not be as you would expect, and no two errors are the same, and it's just a really good way to get an insight into that production process. So I've got a few cards to show you today, some honorable mentions first of all, and then I'm going to rank my top five basically. So let's start off with the ones in my hand. Honorable mention number one, you've got two factory crimping production errors. These are cards that have been misaligned in the pack process and have been sealed alongside the crimp of the pack. You can see at the bottom you've got a vertical one here for the Cyber Controller, as that was the crimping process for the Exterminator packs. You can also see this crimp on the back, and you've also then got a horizontal crimp for the Devastator cards, and that is the front and the back. These errors are actually relatively common. You see quite a lot of these, but it's nice to have a few in the collection. And honorable mention number two, you've got some miscut cards. These come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. These are some nice examples. Again, you see at the top of another rare here on the Weeping Angel, and I think you can kind of make out it's like Dalek Sec hybrid at the bottom of Scarecrow 2. So it's a nice way just to figure out where these cards kind of fell on the uncut sheet process, which is quite cool. And yeah, you get a variety of different ones of these. You can get ones with misaligned fronts and the backs are completely fine. You can get the backs cut and the fronts fine, or a combination of the two. You can see the back is slightly miscut there. So yeah, these are some nice examples. I really like these. I love this colour coming in from Scarecrow 2 at the bottom, actually. It's one of my favourite ones for sure. And the last honourable mention is an ultra rare of Suit Creature Attack. And you might be looking at this and be like, what's wrong with this then? You know, you look to the back, there's nothing really jumping out at you. This is an error that I've not actually seen anyone else actually talk about. And you can see a sort of blue line that appears in some of the stages of the lenticular transition. I'm not sure if this is ink that's been caught between the two layers, or if this is damage to the lenticular design in some stage, but I just think this is really interesting and quite hard to spot and very easy to miss, especially amongst a load of different cards. So a really cool one as an honourable mention there. Coming in at number 5, however, we've got some misaligned texture cards. These are both super rares. You can see it more with a Pig Slave card. You can see a card creeping up from the top of it, and both of these cards are misaligned. I think what's happened is the print has been miscut, but the texture shift pattern has remained the same. So you can see the eyebrows do not line up with the eyebrows. There's quite a bit of a difference there, and it's the same with the Sycorax card. The name strap, for example, you can really see the top of the name strap texture does not line up with where it's printed. So I think they're really fun. You don't see too many of these. You know, the backs are completely fine. So it's just the face of the cards that have been misaligned, but the texture has remained where it should be. So they're quite fun. Coming in at number 4, we've got some blank cards. These are Battles in Time cards. Let's flip this one around. You'll see an Imperial Dalek Guard 2 just chilling here. So this is an example of the face of the card being fine and the back of the card being blank. This one in my hand here is the other way around, so the face of the card is blank and the back of the card is the normal backs, and that is the same with this one as well. But this is my favourite only because of one thing, and it says BBC 2009 on the bottom, and the last run of mainline sets was Devastator, and that's the 2008. So this means that this blank card will have come from the Sarah Jane Adventure clear packs, and not many of those were produced. You know, they only came with the magazines. They weren't in booster boxes, which means this is a really rare error to have a BBC 2009 on the back. I think that's really cool. Coming in at number 3 is some cards that is missing their designs completely, but have kept their rarity. We've got a rare and a super rare here. Both of these, I believe, are test set cards. You can especially see the test set here in the super rare, as it's a horizontal pattern for the rarity. I've been assured from the guy who I got these from that he didn't just put acetone on and remove the design. These are pulled from packs, which is really, really cool. You'd expect this sort of stuff that comes out of a test set. So yeah, I think obviously the super rare is a little bit visually better to look at because you can actually appreciate the design, which sometimes gets lost with the artwork. But really, really cool to have a few of these in the collection. Number 2, we're stepping it up. We're going from rares and super rares to an ultra rare. This is a TARDIS ultra rare with no back. I wouldn't even begin to know how you would deface a normal card. You'd have rips and glue residue and pieces of card left on these backs, where these are completely flush. Like, there's been no damage to some of these. And yeah, if you get your mobile phone out, for example, and flash a flashlight behind it, you can still really see, you can really appreciate the lenticular design even more. But I don't just have the TARDIS one. In fact, I've got 5 in total, and they range from Skin Suit, Dalek, Buster, Werewolf Power, and I've even got a Super Rose without a back. You know, when was the last time you could say you saw a Super Rose transition from behind? I'm not too sure, but yeah, you really can appreciate the lenticular movements a little bit more because you can shine some light behind it. So that was Rose. You've got Werewolf Power here, Dalek Buster, and the back, and the Skin Suit, and again the TARDIS card. And last but not least, coming in at number 1 for my top errors in my collection, we got a standard force field card. What's so special about this force field? Well, it's a rare, and it's not shiny. I appreciate I've got it in a sleeve, so there is a bit of reflection, but this card is not shiny. There's no foil on this card. And throughout my years of looking for errors on and off, I've only ever seen one other error where a rare has not been printed in foil. But that example did not have what this one has, where the foil is actually on the back of the card. That's so cool. So the back of this card has been printed in a foil. How does this even happen? Does the backing of the card get flipped over in the production process? How many more of these are out there? But this is a very, very special card. It's basically 2 errors in one, where the face of the card is incorrect because there's no shine, and the back of the card has a foil rarity to it. That is unbelievable. But there you go. Yeah, so this is basically what's helped keep the hobby alive for me. I really hope you enjoyed seeing these. Let me know your favorites in the comments. Let me know if you've got any error cards in your collection. Join the Discord as well, or the Instagram chat. That's where all of our discussions are happening as we lead up to Obliterator. And thank you very much for watching.